Hey people, it's Danny from Conscious Calisthenics here, back with another ex-vegan interview with someone that's a very good friend of mine that I spent a lot of time with many years ago in Thailand, so I know her personally. And she ended up really affecting her health in a negative way due to being on a specific type of vegan diet that she'll go into detail in a short while. In 2013, she went on a specific raw vegan diet for around 8 months to heal some health issues. But then she found a period when she had some issues going on. So she started experimenting with some animal foods. I think it was mostly fish and eggs. And then due to her dogmatic brainwash programming from all the teachers in the raw food movement that she'd listened to, she then went on a strict vegan diet from 2014 to 2016 for 2 years. And then after that period of time, she started experimenting again with some animal foods, mostly fish and eggs, for around almost 3 years, until finally switching to a meat-based diet, which is a strict carnivore diet for at least 2 months, which started to really help her regenerate and rebuild her health fully. And this story is a crazy story because she got to a point where it just broke down her body, that she ended up with really bad sarcopenia, ended up with orthorexia. It just destroyed her body, her health, her mental health, her whole way of life. She just couldn't function. It was a very emotional experience for her. And yeah, it almost ended up killing her, quite literally. So yeah, this is going to be amazing. So make sure you watch this start to finish. So thank you, Sara, for coming along.
Thank you, Danny. Really, I'm really happy to be talking to you today because all the interviews that you did with the other ex-vegans really inspire me to at least, or even your videos trying carnivore diet, to at least try meat again, or try to eat meat, incorporate meat in my diet, because I was craving meat for all of this time. My body was really wanted, you know. I ended up thinking about meat until October, November. Well, it was last November I did this experiment. I was like very shy. I went to a restaurant. They only sell meat, and I tried meat alone. It was like a mind-blowing experience. I felt like, what? That was missing. Oh my God. And then my body felt good, you know. So I tried the carnivore diet. I follow your videos. Also, Sean Baker, Dr. Well, you know, the movement. Because yes, I realized I was in this dogmatic paradigm that meat is bad, meat is make you cancer, whatever, you know. I've done all the, and I've done it wrong, you know. When I was raw vegan, I was like doing like the 80-10-10 diet. Well, like yes, I studied at the book.
If I could just stop you there a sec. So yeah, so you say about the raw veganism. So if you could add on to everything that I just mentioned with your whole journey, like why you got into veganism, what your specific diet was, how it actually helped you, but then how it inevitably went downhill. So if you could just give more details on that first, if that's okay.
Okay, just for starting, I just upload a video. Was one of the hardest things I did in my life. I just uploaded a video that took me a month to collect all the pictures I did from all the story, and it's in my new YouTube channel if you want to see, because the pictures are very shocking. Anyway, I started in 2013. I was fed up with my chronic pain. Like I had issues, allergies. I had some things I want to heal, because it was from a chronic disease called spondylitis ankylosis, which is like arthritis rheumatoid, more or less, for you guys to fix. My mother has it, my sister and my brother. Anyway, I was fed up with medicines, with pills. So in this time, I was already vegetarian, okay, in 2012. But in 2013, I heard that raw vegan, you can heal everything. People can heal allergies, anyway, etc., so on. So I read something. I didn't have any friends. I'm very, like, when I listen to something that attracts me, I go read and search information. And then, okay, I went to Mexico, and there with some friends, I tried 1 month experiment, raw vegan, no, just fruits and veggies. From that month on, wow, I felt so good. I felt my body, like my energy levels rise up, like all the that everybody's passed from this stage knows. But I was really no symptoms at all. I said, wow, my energy levels rise. I was running in the morning. I didn't drink any coffee, no alcohol for sure. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna do this for 8 months. Not gonna be 1 month, 8 months straight raw vegan, 80-10-10 diet. Then I had very good energy levels. I was very happy with my life in general, but my period stopped. It was the first time that my menstruation stopped. As a girl, that I didn't have so much healthy connection with my period, I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, that's fine.
And how old were you at that time as well? Just
I was 25. I'm now 31. I was 25. It was in 2000. Yes, I was 25.
Yeah.
2014. And then as my period stopped and I was studying Western price information, because as a dentist, I was finished my degree in the dentistry school. I realized Western price, did amazing investigation. I fell in love with this guy, but he said veganism is not sustainable. I didn't find any civilization that actually doesn't eat animal products. And oh my God, this like broke my heart. And I said, no, I'm sorry but I still, I kept eating fruits, lots of fruits, vegetables, but I eat fish once a week and eggs and raw cheese. Not raw milk, because I know that is very good, but I couldn't find. Anyway, my period came back, Danny. That's the truth, my period stopped.
So you did it for 8 months, like you said, and then you started eating these different animal products, and then carry on.
Yeah. So I introduced this no meat, just fish once a week, and my period came. But anyway, I was eating lots of fruits anyway. My breakfast was 7 bananas. My lunch, 1.5 kilos of apples. and then roughly in 2014, like March or April, I don't know but I have this, my mind was shift already to raw veganism, even though I was reading Western price information, which is like so amazing. I was already like converted. I felt now like converted like a religion,
yes,
veganism. And all my friends saying, no, this is not so healthy, Sara. Okay, hold on. And my family, no, but I didn't have any symptoms. That was like the main reason, but the long-term symptoms came after. Okay, so I was back to raw vegan, no fish, eggs, also not like I was, a bit disgusting about eggs.
And when you switched to the animal foods, how long did you experience with like the raw cheese and the fish? How long before you went back to raw veganism did that last for you?
The period I was having incorporated animal products, I don't know, spent like maybe 5 months, 6 months on eating eggs and fish and some steamed vegetables. Because I was really raw, so I cooked a bit, but
so you did start to notice some benefits from like having fruits and then some animal foods, but like you said, you just become very dogmatic, and it's just like no, this is not good for me, even though Western price is telling me, and even though my body feels better, my head is telling me no, I've got to stick to raw veganism because it's the best thing.
I really take that very seriously. Also I was like reading the books from other raw vegan gurus and watching videos, and I start making speeches about this. I was teaching people how to eat in this way in my city back in Porto, in Portugal. Then how I start to travel. Then I met you in Thailand. But anyway, all of this time when I start traveling and I left the animal products that I was eating that time, I started having crazy symptoms, Danny. Like I started having lots of itches in my skin. I start being more skinny, my mind disturbed, brain fog, very negative thoughts, like wow, it was very, very intense. It comes more and more. At that point, I remember in Australia, I was doing the liver cleanse because I start not incorporating things, but taking out food. The main reason was the food, not like so I took out this and that. I was doing just a food, one meal, one diet, one fruit meal, very...
Yeah, mono meals,
taking a lot of omega vitamins, and then I started having fevers every 3 days. Every 3 days, I had like this crazy fever that invaded my body. And then I said, come on, I need to do something. I'm gonna, I don't know what this is gonna end up. So I started to fast. I start to do this fasting journey. I start 5 days fasting, just water. Then in Thailand, when we met, I did the 10 days water fasting, and this helped me so much. I was so happy. I was happy again, and I could think clearly. And oh my God, life is amazing again. But when I come back to it, I have a lot of troubles in my digestion. My gut was like just falling apart, diarrhea, constipation. I was addicted to enemas. I was doing enemas every single day, or it's because I couldn't I cannot do the function of.
Yes, it sounds like you did what a lot of people did. You got onto this diet for health reasons, and it helped you at first, but then things started to really go downhill. So then you're trying to, instead of change the diet and saying the diet's not working, you just think you have to do more detoxification because you're toxic and you need to cleanse more and cleanse more and cleanse more. So you just went on this whole like orthorexia detoxification extreme pathway.
Because what's happening, Danny, and this is why I really want to make this interview with you, because to bring this awareness, because I was following the doctors, the Dr. Mars. Well, I'm not gonna say names, but I mean, they said like, oh, if you have this, it's the purification. You are detoxifying. Go deeper.
Yeah. Detox symptoms. Yeah.
It's a roller coaster of detox, never ending story. It's you become in that loop. I was reading about that. I was searching, I thought, the best information. I was not listening to anyone, and so I ended up fasting more and more until the point I was in India. I did the Vipassana course, which also, was amazing, but I ended up being in that loop again. So after the Vipassana, again, more 5 days without eating, because in Vipassana, my body, like I had like fever, my body was falling apart, like totally. So I did enemas. Every time I do enemas, I felt better, of course. But after this time in India, I went to Nepal, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna spend 21 days, no eating, because I know that 21 is it's a good number, like it's a shifting number. Well, I entered this orthorexia. It's like that, like you become really obsessed to purification if you think this is the way. And I really even thought I could live by just my breatharian. But then after this 20 day, I didn't eat in these 21 days. I just drink watermelon juice for the first days and in the end. But I was already very skinny when I started. That was the main problem. I was already, I don't know, maybe 55. And then I ended up being 39. No, I don't know. But at the end, I was 38, 39.
Yeah. Like they're going to see in the images that I'm going to be putting up, you can see that she just ended up getting so thin. It's like someone, if you look at like someone that was in the Holocaust, like literally, or a concentration camp, like is really, really extreme. So it's like, so I guess what was going on for you, even though you were like healing, like getting certain benefits at the time, and then it was going up and down, I guess like where would you say where you were just so programmed, even though your body was breaking down and you're getting slimmer, it was just like you believed that it was just part of the detoxification process is what you needed to go through?
Yeah, totally. And my friends, I had some friends with me at that time. They were not fasting, and they told me, Sara, come on, you need to eat. Come on, you are like disappearing. And I said, no, this is part of it. I'm okay. I was very optimistic, Danny. I'm very optimistic by nature, but at that time I was like, no, I felt so strong. I put my backpack was more heavier than me. I went to the north of India, Dharamsala, where near, like the mountains. Well, and then alone in the trains of India, I was just okay. I started eating in Nepal. 2 days of eating just papaya or watermelon, just one fruit, very, very little. Then I start traveling, and I found myself in Delhi, like what I'm doing here, like all the pollution, all the noise, all the crazy people, the cows, the monkeys, and I said, what am like, and then I started having the first time panic attacks. Until that time, I didn't have any. I didn't know what was that. People tell me panic attacks. What is that? Like tachycardia, And then I went to the mountains where like it's a hippie village, many yoga ashrams. It's amazing. I was there in the room with the mountains, trying to incorporate food slowly, doing enemas again because my body was just after that couldn't absorb any nutrients. And then I said, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm having really tachycardia, like paranoia more and more. I went to a clinic to see with doctors, Ayurvedic clinic, not a conventional one. And they said, they really literally look at me and they didn't know what to do. Like, they said, well, thank you, good luck. And then I went to, now I laugh, but it's like, man, crazy, like my life is just like, really. And then, okay, two weeks after, I went on the airplane to Portugal, on the airplane, because I don't know the name actually, but I was having not proper function of my body. So my legs start swelling a lot. It was like so swelling.
Wow.
Like very because of the pressure, when you go up and you have not minimum functions of your body, you can really have big edema, like I did edema.
Yeah.
Wow. And then when I arrived to Portugal, there was all my family there because it was a celebration, like a family celebration. They look at me and they like, it was a shocking because they didn't know. I was kind of lying, I was like trying to not tell the truth. And then my father looked at me, my mother. Well, anyway, now I have this sorted out and I have this already gone through, and this time was very, very strong.
Yeah. And how did your parents react when they saw you then? How did they feel emotionally? Did they show a lot of concern?
No. Yeah, they cried. They couldn't look at me proper. Like my mother is a unconditional love. It's mother. She will let's eat, let's recover, let's go to a proper place. We went to a beach house. I spent there 4 months recovering, and but it was a bit shocking. A lot of shocking. I was 40 kilos. I was never had problems with food before. I was like this good student. All my life was perfect until the time I started to cure myself. Well, ended up in this roller coaster of diets, especially veganism. I think was like the most triggering thing in my journey.
Yeah.
So then I have these pictures with my boils because I was so immune depressed, Danny, that my body was couldn't everything was sensitive. I was very sensitive to any bacteria. We have bacteria all the time running out, fungus. But at this time, I developed MRS. Sorry, in English, it's like
MS.
Staphylococcus.
Yeah.
the bacteria, very resistant.
Yes, it's MRSA, is it called?
Yes.
Possibly
Yes.
in staph infection. And yeah, you're seeing this photo here, like her leg got so bad. Like, it's like, what you're saying is like, it just seems that your body just like couldn't deal with anything anymore. It was just like, it was breaking down left, right and center. It's showing you very clear signs. It's like, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I had this infection. It was really bad. I had like 15 boils at the same time. 15 boils. Like one boil, it hurts a lot. It's a lot of pain. One, but I had 15 in one leg. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God, I'm what's going on? Like, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. And then I didn't want to take antibiotics. I took a bit, but then I was like, this is like, again, the whole thing, the whole paradigm that no antibiotics, nothing chemical, just again, I need raw vegan, I need juices, I need supplements, I need,
Yeah.
I was still in that paradigm. Yeah, I was still. I remember I need just to do now 1 week just eating oranges right now to recover. I was not eating anything else and doing emas. And
when that was going on with your leg, why did you think that was happening? Why did you think that was going on with your legs? Like, what was your thought process around that?
Well, actually,
because the reason why I asked that is like there's quite a few people. I know one YouTuber, Raw Bliss, and he's had that happen to him before, and he just says it's a really deep detoxification process going on. So is that a similar thing for you, or what was it for you?
So okay, I'm really not honest. I had this family celebration, and I had a lot of air in my legs. I didn't take my air when I was in India, but as with my family, I was in the celebration. I won't take my air off from my leg.
The hair, yeah.
And I used the wax, Danny. I was waxing.
Yeah.
And after the waxing, some hours after, I see little points, red points in my skin. And then start the boils. That was a trigger. Actually, there was a reason for that. But it's curious. It was only the right leg. The left leg, I just had one boil at that point, but I had like 15 boils, and they were growing up. In 1 week, they grow up like. But the first, before the waxing, appear in my foot, just one foot without waxing. This was the trick. Okay. 1 week after I arrived to India, I had one boil in my foot. I never had a boil before in my life. I just see pictures. People say it hurts a lot, but I never imagined the pain, which is a lot of pain, like edema, like it's because it's like it's pus inside. You need to wait until the pus goes out. And then I did the waxing, so it from my foot went to my leg. A lot of boils. And then, happened that, I was resting, recovering, eating raw vegan, no eggs, no cooked food. Then from one part went to another, like from the lower part of the leg went to upper part. Wow. And then to my back, I had in my back lots of scars, and I couldn't sleep proper, and also here in the here is a big one. Well, then it really
and from the photos, it just looks like someone that is just like the body looks like it's eating itself. Literally, It looks like it's decomposing.
Exactly, it's what I think it happened. Nowadays, people ask me if I was bitten for a shark. Can you imagine? Because my leg, I have like 20 scars, big scars in my right leg. And I said, yes, the shark of my mind is what I think now. It's a silent shark. You don't see like this little monster because it's a mind disorder, like orthorexia. But not only orthorexia itself, but combined with this dogmatic veganism and purification journey, it can be really life treatment condition, which happened to me. You know, for 3 months I couldn't put weight. I was on the weight and the balance every day. It was so hard for me putting weight. So hard, Danny. Like people cannot imagine. Like people normally you say, it's hard to lose weight, but to put weight when you are so sick, it was for me the main goal at that time.
Because I guess what happened for you was just like, even though you're eating a raw vegan diet, it wasn't giving you what you needed, and you weren't necessarily assimilating everything because your whole digestive system had just started to break down and not function optimally as well.
Yeah, totally. And then, well, what helped me the most at that recovery time was eating more, yes, but exercise. Then I start exercise again, running on the beach, swimming. I remember the first time I did like swimming in the beach. Wow, was like, wow, I can move, you know, my body is moving again. It was coming out from the bed completely, you know. Then I start to run, to do bicycle, yoga again.
And you were still raw vegan at this point. You hadn't switched back to animal foods yet.
No. That was in 2016. I was raw vegan, not eggs, even not eggs. Yeah, for sure. Some quinoa, some good grains. You know, I was eating cooked. Actually, not strict raw, but yeah, veganism. Then, it took me like 4 months to recover. Completely. I did clay, you know, I put everything in my like clay, honey, propolis, garlic, everything that you can imagine, like to cold baths, actually for my happiness, you know, for my vital conditions was amazing. Also the ocean, also the good energy from the beach, you know, nature. I was alone. I was pretty much alone. I was with my mother first, and then with Denise, and then some friends came visit me. I didn't want so many people around me. I was very sensitive. And yes, I wish at that time, because I didn't know about orthorexia, you know, the problem about like eating disorders is like you cannot even recognize you have like eating disorder, but yes, detoxification disorder. I mean, it's very mental, you know. For sure. But I just know orthorexia just some months ago, about this term orthorexia and raw veganism. Like it's correct. When I discover orthorexia, what is actually, I discover also that raw veganism is, for me, was a food disorder itself. And also veganism. So that was the journey until 2016. Then slowly I was eating some eggs, you know, fish. I once in a while I eat fish. I didn't like was buying fish or, you know, and doing, but when someone cooked, I was, but you know, very no sugar, no cakes, no bread, you know, like this very like, also it's not so good for the mind to be so strict, because for me the main reason of the orthorexia disorder is I want to take control of the things. You know, I want to take control of my life, my situation. So by knowing what I was eating, and know that that's the best diet in the world, the most purification diet, I was happy, you know, I felt safe. It's an illusion.
Okay. So it was meeting a lot of emotional needs for you, and certain needs that you just had generally as a human being.
So actually I also developed a binge eating disorder at the point when I was recovering, because I was afraid not to put weight again. As I told you, like it took me a long time to gain weight, to be again with my muscles, because I lost all my muscles. Like I lost like also I know now today I know what is binge eating, which is like eating for emotional and also for me, fear of not putting weight again. And I couldn't sleep proper also in the night. I had some insomnia. So in the night I was eating also, like trying to do everything to put one weight again. But then I discovered, no, it's just by eating. I need to do something for my mind, So the sports, running, swimming was like, was what really healed me, But
okay.
I think the orthorexia keeps going, and also this dogmatic veganism mindset kept going until some months ago. That's what I know, and for me it's really very life changing experience.
Sure.
Start eating a meat again, because I saw that I was still in that paradigm, and very I really want to defend that. Dogmatic, yes. Because anyways, 2017 I started traveling again. I went to Brazil. Well, I went to travel, but I was also with friends that were vegan fans. That's also the reason, your circle, you are what your circle about, even though you want to try another things, but you ended up doing what other people are, your closest friends. Even though I was craving, but by meat that time was so crazy that I have a lot of digestion problems. So that's the thing. The thing. Okay, my period came in 2018. By that time, I was eating. After 3 years and a half, I had almost 4 years without menstruation.
Wow.
This was also something I really want to talk, especially for girls, because when the period stopped, Danny, I thought it was normal, because there is some information in this by doctors, like very good articles says that menstruation is a disease, literally.
Certain raw veganism, fruitarian teachers out there, and a lot of these detoxification people out there, for sure they say this.
So you enter in this loop of believing fake beliefs, it's so crazy. So I didn't have like so much worries about my period until 1 year after, because I see my other friends that they were so happy with the period, my girlfriends, they were so connected with the menstrual cycle. I want to be like them. And besides that, I know that I was sick, so it was not just the period, it was the whole thing. So when came in 2018 the period, I was not still eating meat. I was eating meat, fish again once in a while, some eggs. Well, so I cannot say it was the meat, but actually I know now for sure that I had I would get my periods faster if I incorporate meat in my diet.
Okay. So when you switch back to the animal foods, the last time you just mentioned, so you switch back to mostly fish, eggs, and then you started trying some meat. And how long did you experiment with that for, roughly?
What I experiment?
What sort of duration? After you really went downhill and you started doing sports, how long did you start experimenting with these different animal foods for?
So I experiment since November. I ate, as I told you, I went to a restaurant alone. I ate ribs. That was very transformative. Also back to sports. Well, this I did in the last 2 years, a lot of sports, but the food eating, like the incorporating meat again, mostly in my, every day I was eating meat or fish. It was the digestion, man. Really, Danny. One thing I thought it's gone. It's forever. I'm not gonna get my gut function doing working again. I was or bloated or with farts. Man, how is possible to live like that? I thought, and I really want to heal myself. That's why I start to open the box and try different things. because part of me knows that I cannot have the same the other results doing the same things. This is the main thing, you know, part of me. But part of me still want to believe that vegetarianism is the way, and you're going to be a really bad person if you eat meat. You know, these kind of beliefs and dogmas that was not helping my health at all. So my digestion, it's so important, you know, because it's related with your mental state. You know, it's where you produce the happy hormones, serotonin, dopamine. So being bloated all the time, I didn't want this anymore. Even though I had the period, even though I could put weight, even though I got my life functioning better.
Yes.
Then this digestion is a big topic. It's a big thing.
Yeah. So you started to resolve most of the issues, but the digestion thing was just still not on point for you as of yet, with the animal food being reincorporated into your diet.
Yeah. So since November, I have gone to bathroom every day, like never before. Wow. I put one weight actually, like, but I mean, it's good weight. I don't think I'm fat, you know, like, but for me, it's good because I was very skinny all the time. So it's not, it's a good thing for me. I have the body that I didn't have for many years. And then I feel more alive, better clarity thoughts. And also I had some still funkles in my nails, in my foot. To resolve, and actually it's really helping, Danny. It's amazing. Even that.
Nice.
I had this for a long time. Well, when I started raw vegan, and like you see that there is some things that happen to your body that you just see in the long term, or you get used to. I was getting used to be bloated. I get used to my thumbnails. I get used to be not so good levels of energy.
So when you in November started getting your digestion back on track, like how long had you been experimenting with animal foods until it started resolving your digestive issues? And did you have to make some modifications to the diet to resolve your digestive issues? Was there any changes?
If I changed to animal food, and I did the carnivore diet.
So when you got to November, was November when you switched to a carnivore diet? Is that what started resolving your digestive issues fully?
Yes. In December, late November, December, because I was curious about your videos, your uploading videos, like you're talking about that. Also other people, and I said, wow, because what really appealed me, intrigued me, like really vegan, like people that spend lots of time with the veganism and they were defending, suddenly they start to be carnivore and they look better, they are more better. So, well, Sara, come on, at least I need to try. This is obvious, you know, it's in my face. Or I accept it and I embrace this message, which is so clear to me, or I keep in this illusion in my mind saying the meat is bad for forever and I don't evolve. So life is for evolving, and you're not the same person that you were yesterday. That's fine, completely fine. So for me, it was really a mind shifting experience, because you know, in my family, in all my close friends, I was defending by heart, by you know, still defending when I was sick. You know, how can you defend something when you didn't show it? How can is impossible. But anyway, that was a thing. And when I started eating it again, you know, like alone, and I was, it's like what I was missing in my life, like was really mind-blowing experience. And I thought to myself,
So when you started trying the meat for the first time and going towards a carnivore diet, how did it affect you from like the first experience? What did you notice? Did you notice quite instant changes and then also changes over a long period of time?
No, it took a time. I know it that my body is a chronic deficiency from nutrients, protein, so on that didn't have for many years. So I knew it. But it was, well, some things I just see now today after 4 months of starting, 5 months of starting in the journey. But some things I noticed at the moment. Actually, with my digestion, I was kind of constipated at the beginning, you know. I couldn't.
Okay.
It's one of the side effects of going back to carnivore. Like experiment carnivore because.
Yes, so it's like you hadn't eaten meat for so long, so it's like your gut microbiome had to adapt to the new foods like the meat because you hadn't had it for so long. So it was just like you had some digestive issues at first, but then did you find that it ended up resolving?
Yeah, because I searched again, I went to forums and I see that when you tried carnivore for the first time, especially if you come from a vegan diet, base planted diet, you will experiment some, like even 2 days without going to the bathroom or 3. But the most amazing thing, I knew it, my intuition told me that I was doing correctly because I didn't feel bloated, Danny. I didn't go to the bathroom, that's correct. But I was not bloated. I was like, my belly was even more skinny, you know, like how do you say in English, like lean?
Just complete that.
Yeah. Then when I was going to the bathroom with a vegetarian diet, and I still was doing enemas until 6 months ago. Imagine, not every day like this, but I needed to do it because I found that it was not, you know, I need to do something, and I know enemas helping. So. But when I was start eating meat, this is one of physically, I felt like not going to bathroom for 3 days, and then I said, okay, relax, Sarah. It's the body adapting itself to the new different food, you know, like it's all different. So it's good to take it slow as well, like step by step. But I decided to do like just meat, fish, eggs, like the proper diet, not mixing with fruit or veggies to see the difference in my body, because I like to experiment. I like to see really what's going on with my mind and body by doing that. Otherwise, I don't know what's helping me. Then when I eat fruit again, when I was in carnivore and eat fruit again, I was bloated. I had farts. I said, wow, what's so crazy? And then, of course, if I have digestion problems, my mind is not so clear. I had some issues with thinking and making proper decisions.
Yeah, so when you went to the carnivore diet, did you stick to it for a while and then you thought you'd try fruits and see if it would make you feel better because you thought that you needed them? Or what was your reason for trying them again? And once you had a bad experience, did you end up just like removing it for a period of time?
The fruits?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really, actually, you know, when you open like a bottle that is closed for a long time, like with a good wine that you want to drink for a long, like it was the same for me with meat, you know. I love it so much that I said I want that every meal that I'm gonna have will be meat, because I was missing these flavors and these chemical reaction that gave to my body. You know what I mean? I want to experiment different meats. I want to experiment because I spend a lot of time in this restrictive diet. I experiment all the fruits. I was the fruit fanatic. Well, I had this. So I ended up, doing all the meals meat, because when I tried fruit, I was having some issues in my digestion. But then, like nowadays, in the normal day, I also eat fruit, and that's fine.
Yes, so yeah, you did. So when you switched to the carnivore, you did try at one point having fruit because your digestive issues, and then you said, I think if I remember correctly, you did strict carnivore for like 2 months, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
tried to start incorporating some fruits and other foods.
yeah. For me, because especially now I want to incorporate kind of, I don't say everything, but to be more open, because I came from a
Yeah,
perspective of being very restrictive, very extreme to my body, to my mind. And I don't like one thing I decide to myself, then when I heal myself, and still it's a process, after orthorexia, some people say that it's 5 years until you really heal from your mind, from everything, all the process. And I went to deep darkness levels of my mind. So something I would just want balance.
yeah.
Uh,
So rather than putting yourself in a box again and giving yourself like a
yeah,
very strict label,
I
because I know that it can be easy. When I switched, it can be very easy to put yourself in another box, which I do label to diet certain things at certain points so other people understand. But yeah, it's really good that you had that awareness, and it's good that you're sharing that with people, because so many people can end up trading one box for another box, and then you can hold on to that box for too long, and it affects you in a negative way, just like the last box did.
Yes. Otherwise, I will ended up in the same mistake I did in the past. Like identify myself with food. Food was my
Yes.
identity. I'm not Sarah anymore. I'm not Portuguese. I'm raw vegan. That's
Yeah.
like putting a label on your head. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's so sick. That's so not healthy at all. And yeah, it's good. Yes, you tried. I even say, like, it's good to be raw vegan for a month, to be a detox. Well, but for a period of time, you have a detoxification. You also see that you can pass through that. It's very good for detachment, not be attached to something,
Yeah.
uh, or a fasting actually. But then don't be like stick to that like I did.
Yes. So
Uh,
would you say that it managed to, obviously a lot of your decisions before were based on what your brain was thinking, what you'd heard from other people. But would you say now, with what's gone on with you and you've started healing yourself, that you started to listen more to your internal self, more of your body rather than your mind, and letting your mind follow your heart, so to speak? So you can make some really wise choices rather than listening what everyone else is telling you. This is the best diet. This is the best diet. Your head telling is the best diet. Yeah. Would you say that
yeah.
that was an experience that you've gone through?
Yes, totally. Actually, I don't want to be anti anything, like against any diet. But for me, like when you put the name diet at something, actually you are already a box. Like, and then if you don't do it, you are like your life doesn't go good. Your day it's mess it up. If I don't eat that thing, you ended up being very psychotic.
Yeah.
That's the word, I think. That's
Yeah. And
I was
yeah.
bringing food to other people's house, Danny. People invite me to dinners. I was bringing my bag with apples to eat there. I was not eating to restaurant. I came to that point. um, but today I embrace myself and I love it, because I'm here to talk, to at least inspire other people to do it. Well, it is what it is. No
Yeah.
regrets, but learning. I don't want to going from a dogmatic point of view from veganism to going now to a dogmatic point of view of carnivore, which
Yeah.
I
That's,
know that there is also another carnivore gurus. And
yeah. So it sounds like you've started to form the healthiest relationship that you could have with food again, that you had not had for quite a while. Yeah, which is so good, and it's really, really good that you share that with people.
yeah, and sometimes I eat cakes, and that's totally fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna die with a heart attack, or I'm gonna have any rashes, because sometimes it's you're already suffering before you eating. Like, I'm not gonna eat that because it's gonna, no, it's
Yeah.
just relax. It's something. One of the things I learned to get my period back, just relax. eat more, eat whatever, eat things that you think is bad, to break this strict mindset that because it's what, as you said before, like I ended up, before the beginning was I want to heal something, and I had the success. I could heal my, actually with the story of my chronic pains, it's gone. Then I didn't have any sciatic pain, articulation, pain in the articulation. I'm really pain free, no pills, no supplements. I feel so much free now, like, but I had to pass through all of this time because I ended up beginning. I want to heal a disease. I was successful and I want to keep going. And then ended up being a disease. So now after 6 years after the beginning, I can say that, well, it's a long journey.
Yeah, for sure it is. And so you, after doing carnivore for 2 months, you've been doing, if I remember correctly, just so people are just aware of like fully what you're doing in your diet. So you did that for 2 months, and then you've been eating normally some fruit in the morning and then meat on its own later in the day. And then if you want the occasional thing like a cake or this or that, you're like, you have it. And would so that, and would you say that when you do eat a food, say like certain things that may be a bit of a processed food, like a cake, that you listen to your body? So if you do feel bad from it, will you just discontinue eating that food, or would you just keep eating that food even though it's affecting you in a negative way?
No, every time I eat, not every time I eat a cake, but sometimes I have this thought that I'm giving sweetness to my soul. You know, I'm giving this as a ritual to break my dogmatic, restrictive thing that cake and sugar, it's the devil. You know, like sometimes I really make this thing, you know, okay, Sara, it's made with lots of love. These people giving me this, it's and totally fine for me. This helped me so much, Danny, because for 2 years, and like also my family had a bit traumatic experience with me because I've made feel them bad of it. Not me, I was not eating, but I was trying to convert everybody. That was the main problem of me. One of the problems of this journey is like you feel so good and so happy and so whoa, everybody needs to try this.
Yeah, for sure.
That you try to spread all of this information to all over, even people that don't even give a shit for you were saying, and you're spending your energy. And that's what happened. Actually, my mom follows me and she healed and she got better. Fortunately, I have good feedbacks. Okay, but nowadays I still like I have conversations with my father, especially my father, that he's not, you know, he loves fruits, but he loves meats. He's a meat eater. He has cows, goats. He says, Sara, you are so different now. You are the other person. Because when everybody was eating, I was like, or say something, what you eating, what you like, you know, it's so bad. Like, oh my God, it's really a disease, you know, like my disease when you try to involve everybody on your journey. And anyway, with the cakes and with the processed food or fries, you know, like this of like, because fried food is something I was not tolerating at all. Like it was no, please. But nowadays I do this and I feel so much better. And so yes, I'm also studying mind programming, you know, how your emotions, because we are first it's emotional and then it's physical effects. So if you eat something, you are like, oh, this is amazing, it's good for me, I'm gonna be so grateful. That's fine. Your body observes, your body is happy, digests good. If you're eating already with the regret, oh, I need to, or many people that does, you know, I'm gonna eat this cake, but tomorrow I'm gonna run 1 hour, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That's the same.
Yeah, or you go and do an enema or some fasting afterwards and you feel bad about it, you beat yourself up, you feel really bad about it, and it's just a really like downward spiral experience of eating it.
Yeah, for me, orthorexia is the same with the bulimia, but bulimia you purge. Orthorexia you do enemas.
Yeah.
It's the same. One is from up, other for down. It's sick. You're addicted to I don't know, and it all comes with the self-image, because where starts the problem? It's like self-love. You don't love yourself. You start to binging on food because you actually lose this feeling of loving yourself. For me, what was my experience? I say honestly, like from deep heart, I tell you this.
So it's like the diet helped you so much, but it came to a point where you started to realize that you also needed to start meeting your emotional needs, loving yourself, because there was possibly some self-sabotage patterns there, or destructive patterns with your food choices. And it's so good that you started to have this sort of like spiritual, emotional experience go on that went in alignment with the diet, and you started to just wake up to all these things, because that is very part of someone's healing experience with anything, whether it's an addiction with certain substances or food or any unhealthy eating disorders or anything. It's just like the more you start to love yourself, and it sounds like that's going on for you, the more you could start feeling better from the foods you eat. And something that was really good that you said, and I experienced this before in the past, is like once you start feeling really positive towards the food, thinking really positive thoughts, being grateful and thankful for the food, a lot of foods that used to affect you in a negative way do not anymore. So it sounds like you just started to just have the healthiest relationship with food, but with yourself at the same time.
Yeah, because the change is before you change yourself, and then you can change the outside, but before is internal. It's the same with people. When you are with people that you don't love or didn't like, and they are just toxic and poisoning your life, but you don't care, you just feel good because you feel good with yourself, and that's totally fine. Like I'm in peace with myself. So the same with food. It's for me, it's been a trip, but for me, I'm sure this happened when I started eating meat again. I had this already sorted out with cakes or fried food. I was in peace with this, but with meat, was another journey. And not only mentally, but because I was actually craving, as I told you, I was ended up thinking about or seeing people eating meat, and I said, if I want to try, But of course, when you spread the word and you are afraid, again, the fear comes and sabotages you, because you are afraid, what gonna people think of me? That I was so spread word about raw veganism. What gonna people think about me? This is like one of the things I need to break. I don't care what people are about. First, I need to try and see what's going on, and then that's fine. At least I let myself to open to new possibilities, to try new things.
Yes, it was a very quite sort of intense, interesting experience for you to go with eating the meat. Would you say
sorry, Danny, I just really
you go.
One of the things I really appreciate from you, even though we haven't talked so much for these years, but I see your videos in YouTube, and the more honest we are with the world and what's going on with us, it's hard. Of course, you are vulnerable, you are exposing yourself, but the more you are telling the truth. There's many lies, but truth is one. It's your truth. It's your experience. It works. Okay, go on.
And it becomes part of your own self-healing experience to be able to voice and be authentic to yourself and other people. It's a very good self-loving thing to do.
Yeah, Totally, totally. You know, because I know people struggling right now. I know I can feel people still struggling because of this dogmatic veganism or even vegetarianism. Okay, not only veganism. It's well because Western Price really saw that there was no civilization, even though we really want to believe in that. No, this is the truth. It's not sustainable for the earth and for our bodies. So I think it's time also with this coronavirus stuff. It's really time to be honest first with us, with ourselves, and then with the world. Show up what really you are and what you are experienced, because actually it's if it doesn't result, and if meat will not be a good thing, I would not say it, but it's true. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been amazing. I'm stunned, you know, and also because it helped me understanding the environmental part of it, like the ethic. It really helped me because it's something I'm very rational, and I really needed to understand what benefits I give to the world by eating meat, because one of the reasons I started being vegetarian was because I thought I was saving the world by eating corn and plants. You know, oh, the world is much better now. No, it's a big lie. And
so you started to also, so when you was on like the raw veganism journey, you always doing it a health reason, but also you was aware of like what the vegans say about the environmental impact. But then you started to learn that, started eating meat and finding out actually the plant-based diet necessarily isn't, the vegan diet isn't the best for the environment, and actually eating meat can be very good for the environment and other animal foods, unlike what a lot of brainwashed vegans out there believe.
That's it, you know. Okay, so it all starts before raw vegan. I started eating vegetarian in 2012 by watching Earthlings, Food Matters, all of these documentaries. That's the whole thing. Okay, so I because of ethical things, because I didn't have any problem. Well, I had these issues on my body, but I didn't think about I can heal with food. Not at that time. After a year, I start going deep into the subject, and I met some raw vegan people, and then I start the thing because of healing my problem of health. And nowadays, wow, getting to know this vegan agenda, like the brainwash program, wow, make me feel so mind-blowing, you know, because wow, this world is so crazy, Danny. What's going on here?
So it's like sounds like you had the similar experience as so many people out there. It's just like all of a sudden you had a paradigm shift and the vegan goggles came off and you're like, whoa, what is this whole world? What are the lies that I've been sold? What is going on?
So okay, it's true that the meat, we don't have, it's good to support grass-fed meat. Of course, this is for me still I keep up. And here in Angola, my father has a lot of cows and goats. Can you imagine? I was against this business of my father. I told him, oh, you are a bad person because you are these eating goats, killing goats and killing cows. But actually is a passionate for animals. He treats them very well, and of course, you know, like there is a whole process to have animals, to raise up animals. And we have chickens in the garden here, we have ducks, rabbits, and still I didn't want to eat this when I came here to Angola. I was traveling, when I came here, I was like, okay, even was so, you know, raised by us, eating the best food.
Wow.
No grains, you know.
Wow. So you had access to like very high quality animal foods from a very young age, and then you've gone back round on this whole loop and come back to it.
We have also good fruit here: mangoes, papayas, maracuyas, passion fruit. So for me, it was the paradise. But what concerns to meat, well, no, like really far away from me. The smell, I was completely no, I didn't want that. Yeah. And now it's the opposite. I'm so happy and now I'm so much grateful. And also is that, I feel so much more connected with my family. I feel so much more part of it. I'm not just the the fruit freaky daughter that only but it's much more union. I get very closer.
Wow. So it's really improved your whole human connection, especially your family, which is like that on its own. Like one of the top things for us to feel our best is community and connection. Like,
yes. Danny, so it's wow, it's the whole thing, because I didn't agree before that you need to connect. The food connect us is the reason, because some people just connect because there is food. You can connect and be in a group of people, community, just talking about good things, But here now, I think not extremes, you can just also connect to have a good chicken at Sunday with all your family and have this as a ritual, as a good, healthy union moment for connecting.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And it is so good that you are like most people, that pretty much everyone has interviewed, they're like really are anti-factory farming and very like pro pasture raised, most ethically sourced animal foods. And that's really good that you are someone for that. Yeah, it's because a lot of people think factory farming is not a bad thing and so forth. And would you say that at all? Like, would you say that what were some of the positive things you got through going through this whole dark experience? Would you say that maybe possibly one of them was it helped you to end up being more health conscious, made you just to become a better person, learn things about yourself? Like, what would you say that you gained from the whole experience that you've gone through?
Of course, I became more conscious. I become more like we are one, at the same level. Like you don't need diets, because diets separate us, and the objective, the main goal is the community, unity in common. So this is so much like beyond everything, like the moment of sharing food, it's a big community union. For me, this is one of the most healing process, like to get connected with my father. We cooked meat together now. It's like a moment of and besides that, the union, I feel much more better. I feel my muscle gain. I feel much more my physically, my no more bloated. I feel like I'm thankful for this journey. Actually, I don't regret.
No.
Even though I passed through moments very hard, Danny, I didn't know how I came out from that. It was like coming out from a dark bad trip, life bad trip, not whatever. But and now ended up being eat meat again was a spiritual changing. Actually, it's because you think no, eating meat cannot be spiritual. No, it's all other fallacy. It's another belief that doesn't have any background. Verity, yes, right. Even the monks in India, in whatever, it's and of course, if it's good meat, like I have it here, or yeah, I don't know. I'm so happy, really, of this journey.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's just ended up literally helping you to more feel your age, function to the best ability, feel alive, thrive, and so you can live your life to the fullest. So you can experience life as a
yes,
full human being
being.
and get to connect with people and do the things that you want to do and just be the best version of yourself. And it's like, and seeing the pictures of you and even looking at you now, I remember where Sara's at. I didn't see her at Skinny's, but I've seen the photos, and it's just like she just looks so much more alive and vibrant. A lot of people say meat is dead food. Well, if it's dead food, why would it have healed her so much? Why would she be looking more alive and healthier and vibrant than ever? The proof is in the pudding. We don't need no science to prove this. She done her own experiment. It's an anecdotal evidence from her, but it's worked for her, it's worked for me and many other people. It's like it works. It's like, and yes, and it's so good that you were able to keep your mind open and be like, right, okay, it took you a while to get there, but inevitably, just like me, you're like, right, this isn't working, I'd try it. And you listen to your body and it started to work for you.
Yeah, that's the thing, like you just need to keep your mind open. Otherwise, well, all of the vegetarian eaters is like they want to be more free, take care of the animals, but they ended up being in the box. Is what I feel, and I'm not anti-vegetarian. I'm not anti-vegan. People do whatever they want. We
Yeah.
are free human beings with a free will. This is our one advantage that we have, and to decide what we want. So what I want, I really, literally, I came to the point, I was so sick, so depressed, so life, there is no sense in this life. Why I'm living, even suicidal thoughts, Danny, I had.
Yeah.
And don't came to me saying I did the veganism wrong. No, I was doing everything like the books, was whatever. I come to this point, I need to write in a book, in my diary, because one of the things that really helped me was writing all this time. I have all these of
Oh
the
wow.
feelings I was having in that moment in my diaries. I said what I want health. That's the main thing in the world. I want to live. I don't want to survive. I was in the state of surviving each
Yeah, it's just
day.
like suicide mission.
Yeah, I was. It looks like I was drug addicted, alcohol addicted. I was no, I was supposed to be the most healthy diet, organic, raw, vegan, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no nothing impure, and yeah, that's the thing. I was really going. I going for this diet to be more pure. But
Yeah.
then I discover with my nephew, at 10 years old, uncle, aunt, why you need to, we didn't need to be more pure. Our spirit is already pure. We just need
Oh,
to embrace, accept it. So it's so beautiful this that he said me at that time that we didn't need to purify ourselves. We're already pure. Wow. And this is like, yeah, of course.
wow.
Why
That's
have so much strength? Why so much money spending in the crazy consult supplements, so on, organic food, organic nothing, and I said, wow, life is passing through me, and I'm just passive. I'm not doing nothing. I say so. I wrote in my diary what I really want. I just want health. I just want balance. I want to live life fully. Um, because I was lying to myself that I was. I mean, I was lying to other people. Yeah, it's the best diet. No, come on, prove it. If it's the best, prove it by your body, by your decisions.
yeah. So
Like,
yeah, and that what happens so much. Like people on the raw vegan journey, like you did, it's like it's not working for you yet. You're saying that it's so good. There's so many people on social media platforms that are raw vegans that do the same thing. It's just like really crazy. And one thing I'd like to get back to is like, so yeah, a lot of people say that eating meat and animal foods makes you less spiritual. Have you found that it's made you less spiritual in any way, shape, or form?
no, at all, at all. Like, I feel even, I feel respect for the animal. I feel really a lot of respect. I love them. But I need to accept my human condition. My human is not being a vegetarian or if I need to live in this world with this human body, there is some certain, and of course, there's some vegan people that can drive without supplements, but it's a little percentage of everybody. And for me, it didn't work. As much as I tried and hard, like from my heart, from my deep heart, I didn't want to eat animals again. But now eating again, I don't feel less spiritual. Actually, it's the opposite. I feel better with myself. I feel more strong. My digestion is good. I train every day. I don't get so much tired easily. Like I was getting, I would train before, but I was getting tired more easily. I feel more spiritual because I'm more of my spirit. I started doing what my spirit asked.
Yeah.
And my body was saying my symptoms, the symptoms I had, there were signs of the body. It's symptoms in the body, but it's signs. It's a message from the spirit saying what we really want to experiment. So each organism, its organism is a body. Maybe if you're doing good with a vegetarian, go ahead. Or if you think, okay, go ahead. But see it yourself, look it, think, meditate, and see if you're really doing good with that. Don't lie to yourself. This is the message I want to pass,
Yeah.
Because sometimes we want so hard something, you hold it that you cannot see obvious things.
Yeah, you just can't see things clearly, or it's just like no, can't see it, don't want to see it, leave me in my religion, don't say anything outside of my religion. And that's really good that you say that, because many people, like, they know something's not working and they just think that by using a band-aid, whether it's doing some detoxification, supplement, or this or that, it's not my diet, like, I've got my identity built around this diet, oh, my ego wants to hold on to this. It's just like, happens to so many people.
And also, I hope this is a good message also for the people who eats meat from all the life and wants to quit meat, or even red meat, like, oh no, I want to be vegetarian but I can't. Don't go. So don't go, just be like, so, because you don't have to. So I see on YouTube there is a lot of videos how to turn to be vegetarian, how to quit meat, how to, like, so much bullshitting from, like, whatever, so much about these videos and not so little about how to start meat again. Why meat is good for you? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
Is any political message behind there? Is any brainwash program? Or, like, that's the real question.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like what you're talking about. It's like maybe you started to realize there is some sort of big vegan agenda going on, and that maybe there's a lot of companies that want to profit off of selling fake meats and various other things, and a lot of people that have an invested interest in getting people onto a vegan diet. And like I said, there is a lot of people in the last 2 years coming out and talking about carnivorism and why meat is, like, really good. But there's so much from the vegans, the normal doctors, the medical system that are saying, like, cholesterol's bad, saturated fats, red meat's bad. It's like, there's some big thing going on with that.
Yeah, totally, Danny. No, I'm really happy. I've tried with me, to try this. I have to pass through a big barrier of trying and admit, coming out to my friends and family, to say I'm eating meat, and everybody was shocked, like not meat, everyday meat. But everybody, not everybody, but some people, but watch out, you cannot eat meat every day, or now you can eat meat any day. I mean, of course, there is a balance. Watch out where you're buying your meat. Watch out where it's coming from. What your profit, like what you're supporting of. So I support local farmers. I support good cows that eat grass. That they are grass-fed eaters. But anyway, so there is a lot of brainwash. Even though what I want to say is like, even though the people that eat meat think eat meat is bad, like they want to be vegetarian. It's so already brainwashed, this information.
Yeah, it's absolutely rife in our society in today's world, without a doubt. Yeah, it's really crazy. And she is sharing like even more information on a regular basis on like a whole journey and really trying to help people. So it's really good. She's doing it not just for this interview, but her YouTube channel. So definitely make sure you check out that link down below for her, because there's a lot of people that are going through this. I'm sure you can think of certain people that are going through a similar thing on a raw vegan diet that you can see it's not working for them. You see which direction they're going in, and they really need some animal foods to regenerate themselves. So it's really good that you are being as authentic and transparent as possible and sharing your message as much as possible.
No, then for me, it's a pleasure, It's a pleasure. It's like you are... again, it's a time that we cannot be quiet. We need to speak, and what we speak, the truth, like the experience, whatever makes you feel more human, more alive, whatever. I'm here exposing all these crazy pictures that happened to me. Yes, it's for me. It was one of the hard things I did in my life. Coming out public with this dark past, but I hope this is an open mind, like it could be inspirational for the people that made the mistake that I did, because I wish I had all of this information in the past, but my mind was very closed, even though I want to be free and help the world, but I was in the other side, and that was... I see it was another me, we have a other reality completely out of this world in that time. And now doing this shift on my consciousness, about my mind, trying to incorporate new things. Of course, it takes courage. It takes just do it, just try it. At least at least you can tell your experience. At least
you have nothing to lose if it's what's not working now. Like, so it's really good that you're like, you know what, I'm going to try it, and look what happened for you. Just like me, it's like I was thinking maybe this is going to be a really bad thing, like maybe it's not going to work, but you don't know until you experience it. So it's really, really key, like I said, for people just to try it. What have you got to lose? If you don't like it, doesn't work for you, just don't do it. Like, simple as.
Totally. And sometimes you really, like, for me with the meat, because I thought I wanted, but I thought the animal poor, I felt like with pity, like, oh my God, what I'm doing. But come on, really, like, do it for me, and it's part of the life. It's life itself. It's a beautiful ecosystem that it always worked like that for thousands of years. Why now we want to change something that it was already here,
for sure. Yeah, and it's like something someone taught me in an interview. They interviewed them yesterday. The term veganism didn't come around till 1944. Like you said, there's no civilization out there that's been on a vegan diet. There's a reason for that. So it's really good stuff. So before we end the interview, is there anything else that you think would be good to share with people, or some last words that think may be helpful to someone that you haven't talked about so far in this interview?
Well, my last message, Danny, thank you. Really, first, thank you so much for this opportunity. it's to don't be so strict with yourselves, don't be so hard, and open yourself to new possibilities, to trying new things in order to get different results.
Yes.
And not being strict to a paradigm, a belief, a thought that is not working. It worked in the past. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. But now we are evolving. Every day it's a new day. So let's embrace this change with love, not with guilt and fear. But fear is attracting us. The fear was the main emotion that didn't let me really admit that I really want to try it and go for it. Also misinformation, also whatever. So I hope this message goes, because we need more and more of this information of honesty and pure message, like from people like me that passed through a long journey from being very, very sick to being here and feel so much free with this choice that I did that changed my life. Thank you so much, Danny. Really,
you're
really.
welcome. That's really, really, really positive message. And it's like it's one thing I'd like to add on to that. It's just like, keep your mind open to everything attached. And I think be willing that what may not be working for you now may not be working later. Nothing is static. We're always changing, and it's okay to change. And if someone else doesn't like it, who gives a crap? Even if you're on social media, just go and do it. Do it for yourself. Love yourself, because you need it. You are the #1 priority. And if you have to have an animal's life taken, maybe try and get it from the most ethical source where they had the best life possible. But know that if you have to take that life from an animal for you to thrive and for you to fulfill your mission and live your human experience fully, then so be it. You don't see no lions out or any other carnivores in the natural environment saying, oh, I feel bad about this. No, they eat it because they need it to feel their best. And that's what she needed to do, and many other people like myself as well. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to check out her YouTube, and if she's got any other social media links, I'll get them off her and put them down below. Any questions for her or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like, please share so people, especially people that are destroying their health on a vegan diet, and don't forget to subscribe. So thank you, Sara.
Thank you, Sara. Really. Gratidão.
So everyone enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned for many more videos.